The truth is, guys, time is of the essence. When you're 90 years old on your deathbed, you're not going to be thinking about all the things that Sally thought of you or Johnny thought of you back in high school. You're going to be thinking about all the things you never tried, all the businesses you never attempted to start, all those crushes in your life that you never went for, all those risks that you never took. That's what you're going to be thinking about. You're going to be thinking about, man, none of this even matters anyways. Whatever it might be, what matters is doing what you never thought you could and doing it today. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Brendan Ecker Influence, where I teach you how to win in business and in life. I'm the CEO of Gold Shark Media Incorporated. I'm also a police officer, but mainly, first and foremost, I'm an entrepreneur and an author. I love writing, number one, and number two, I love business.
We should hire you.
And that's what I'm here to talk about on this YouTube channel, and it's going to be a great YouTube channel because we're going to teach you how to do the same, how to be successful, how to do multiple things and thrive in every single one of them. So buckle up, sit back, get ready, because you're about to learn how to become more effective as a human being. I'm going to teach you how to succeed, accomplish your dreams, and develop multiple income streams. Let's get started. Why you shouldn't start tomorrow. No matter what you want out of life, whether it's money, whether it's a six-pack, whether it's a beautiful woman, whether it's a boy, whatever it is, you can't start tomorrow. You have to chase it today. There is no better time. Today is the best time because tomorrow is never guaranteed.
There is no tomorrow.
Most people live an average lifespan of about 70 to 80 years, I would say. And a lot of people don't even reach that. So when you think of it and when you put things into perspective, it's not worth waiting for tomorrow. Nothing really matters in this life at the end of the day. What matters is you. What matters is the vision God gave you. And you should believe in God because God is real. He's very real, as is the devil. And that is why you need to chase whatever you want today. Nobody else is going to get it for you. Maybe you're afraid. Maybe you're in fear of what's going to happen. But at the end of the day, you cannot be afraid to follow your dreams and do it today. The best way to stay poor, to get nothing done, is to start tomorrow. The truth is, guys, time is of the essence. When you're 90 years old on your deathbed, you're not going to be thinking about all the things that Sally thought of you or Johnny thought of you back in high school. You're going to be thinking about all the things you never tried, all the businesses you never attempted to start, all those crushes in your life that you never went for, all those risks that you never took. That's what you're going to be thinking about. You're going to be thinking about, man, none of this even matters anyways. Whatever it might be, what matters is doing what you never thought you could and doing it today. Life is too short, okay? Unfortunately, we don't get to live to 500 years old. We don't live until we're 300 years old. We live until we're 70 to 80 years old. So work at doing and starting what you want to do today.
Tomorrow, not after breakfast, now.
Another reason that you need to start today and never tomorrow is that time is constantly running out and the sands are always in the hourglass and they're falling every single second. There's a reason I have this hourglass here. Sometimes you'll see me flipping it, sometimes you'll see it on the YouTube channel, but I keep it here because it's true. Time is truly of the essence. When the sands in the hourglass run out, what are you going to do? How are you going to feel? Who knows what happens after death? But I always like to ponder, and I think to myself, man, when I go to the next life, will I have lived a good life here on earth? And I would say yes. Because I've taken risks. I've never been afraid to do what I always wanted to. I've never been afraid to completely chase things that I thought were impossible. In our first episode, we talked about the 5 key elements of success.
Taking action, consistency, persistence, speed, and information/knowledge.
Being able to do these things in a timely manner and making sure that you can accomplish your goals to a satisfactory fashion using all of those 5 key elements. Not only that, but you have to also remember that everyone is out to beat you. Everybody wants what you got.
You have something that I just don't have.
Well, I guess there's limits to what money can buy.
Not many.
And they want to eat you up. They want to be where you're at. They might want that house you have. They might want that girl you have. They might want that wealth you have. They might want those clothes you have, whatever it is. People want what you got.
You gotta be willing to do anything it takes to accomplish that goal and take them down.
I will kill you.
But at the same time, you need to be a leader. You need to understand that doing things today, right now, things can get done in a quickly and timely manner, it is one of the most important elements of becoming successful in anything. What's funny about making this YouTube episode is that I actually have this whole script here, and I'm like kind of struggling to follow it. It's like my second episode I've ever done of a YouTube channel. Tomorrow's never guaranteed, and you can't waste time, and you have to do things as fast and as quickly as possible. Speed, remember?
I want to go fast.
5 key elements of success, but also taking action, which is the number one most important part of the 5 key elements of success. You got to go for it, and because it's all for the taking. You got to do whatever it takes to get it, and you got to be that guy who's not afraid to lose. Be the guy who's not afraid to take risks. Be the one in the room who's not afraid to speak your mind and to chase something that nobody else can. Most people are just honestly afraid of what people think, and that's why they never start. More likely than not, when you open Facebook, TikTok, or Instagram, you're immediately comparing and contrasting the success of others to yourself, and you're looking at what they have and comparing it to what you got. And a big part of that is fear, and a big part of that is insecurity, and a lot of that is just not being comfortable in your own skin and always making excuses. You know, I don't have the time to do that, or I don't have the money to have that. I don't have the resources in order to get that. Most people have all of these different reasons they can't do it. Instead of just saying, well, I don't have tomorrow, so it needs to be done today. It can just get done today. It'll be done quicker. And imagine if life was like that for you. Imagine if you did everything fast and quickly and in a prompt manner. You would have no issue accomplishing the things you wanted to. What I want you to do is think about this. If you really want to be successful, if you want the gold, not the silver, not the bronze, if you want the gold in life, you have to be willing to go for it. Winners love to run. Winners of the race.
Winners forget they're in a race. They just love to run.
Understand that when you're old, a lot of the things you think matter now are not going to matter as much. You're going to be worried about just making it another day. You're going to be worried about, are you going to be able to see your grandkids? Are you going to be able to even meet your grandkids? Are you going to be able to see your great-grandchildren? That's what you're going to be worried about when you're 80 to 90 years old. So that's why you actually have to start when most are too afraid to. So you have to just not think about it.
What the hell were you even thinking?
You told me not to think.
Analysis paralysis is one of the number one reasons people don't start. It's another reason people don't start. It's another big reason. I noticed when I was truly thinking about writing books, and when I was truly thinking about starting a YouTube channel, when I was truly thinking about starting Gold Shark Media, I was always just like analyzing. And I was constantly just wondering, is it even going to be worth it? What's going to go wrong? What's going to go right? I just always thought to myself, maybe the best thing to do would be to just not do it. We would talk ourselves out of it. We would talk ourselves out of not even trying it. Well, thank God that didn't happen. Eventually, you have to be willing to take the risk. You have to be a bit impulsive sometimes. And I think in order to succeed, you have to absolutely be willing to just snap of a finger, go for what you want, uncaringly, and you just do it. Most people are not entrepreneurs.
Entrepreneurs, they sell things to people.
They are wantrepreneurs. Most people want to be an entrepreneur. I guess you could call me a little bit of a contentpreneur, because I'm very interested in the world of social media. I'm interested in the world of YouTube and LinkedIn and Facebook and TikTok and Clapper and all these different social media avenues, Snapchat. I love all of it. Twitter, I think it's just great. Honestly, I think social media is the best way to become wealthy today. And I think it's the best way to be a real entrepreneur, is because there's so many opportunities, but the biggest reason people don't do it is because they're too afraid of failure. Most people are afraid of what other people think. They're afraid of what they're going to see in the comment sections and what their friends are going to think about them. And at the end of the day, your friends aren't going to care. Your friends aren't even going to look. And if they do see you, maybe they'll be a little jealous. Maybe they'll be a little salty. If you have friends who are going to put you down for trying to start a YouTube channel and trying to do something successful, and if you are successful doing it, especially, all they're going to do is want to do it too. And now you're just elevating them to get off their ass. So at the end of the day, what's wrong with going for something? What's wrong with being somebody who is willing to take risks? What is wrong with doing something crazy?
Get crazy! Hey! No more Mr. Nice Guy!
I don't know about you, but I get tired of seeing a bunch of these 16-year-olds making $300,000 a month. Some of them making $300,000 a day. Aren't you tired of that? Don't you want some of that? And most people do, obviously. Everybody wants to be an entrepreneur. And again, it's why you shouldn't be a wantrepreneur. You need to be an entrepreneur. You need to be okay with going out and just trying something new and learning something new. You got to be obsessed with knowledge, and you got to be obsessed with becoming the best absolute version of yourself and not being afraid of failure. Because at the end of the day, you just do it. The quote from Nike, just do it.
Just do it already.
Look, guys, the truth is, if you're watching this, it means you're sick of living a 9-to-5 life. It means you're sick of not getting enough on your paycheck every single paycheck. It means you're sick of not becoming the person you want to be. It means you're sick of not achieving your goals, and it means you're sick of getting pushed around and having a boss and being told what to do and when you can and can't vacation. You want to be successful. We all want to be successful, but what are you going to do to get there? Most people don't have an answer. Most people have an excuse and a reason they can't. The difference between the winners and the quitters is that the quitters never win because the winners never quit.
I quit. I quit. I'm out of here.
Are you going to quit? Are you going to stop? Are you going to make excuses? Because if you truly want to be successful, you will find a way. So you got to make that decision. Who do you want to be? What do you think is worth fighting for?
There is no tomorrow.
Most people really believe that having a job is a valuable thing. In all the television series and any kind of Hollywood TV show, it's always, honey, I lost my job today. Or it's, oh yeah, you know, he doesn't have a job. Well, it's like, at the end of the day, let's put things into perspective about a job. What is so good about a job?
We're supposed to help people. We're supposed to help our people, starting with our stockholders, Bob. Who's helping them out, huh?
Why is it so important to have a job? Well, yeah, it's steady income. It's money coming in. But, you know, what are you doing? Like, you're wasting your time at these little jobs, whatever you're doing. Even if it's a great job, even if you're a lawyer or a doctor, it's like, are you truly happy? Or are you being replaced and pushed around? Do you like being an employee? Even though I'm a police officer, I am an entrepreneur first. Like, if I lost my job as a cop today, it's okay, because in my mind, tomorrow doesn't exist. In my mind, it's all about today. Do you want to have a job, work at that job until you're 65, 70 years old, and maybe you get a good pension? It's like Rich Dad, Poor Dad, Robert Kiyosaki's book about his two fathers. His biological father, Poor Dad, and his rich dad, who was his best friend's father, but an entrepreneur and not a W-2 employee. See, Robert Kiyosaki's Poor Dad, his real dad, was a PhD, a professor, not making a lot of money, and always dissatisfied with every time he would get a paycheck, and just kind of always getting pushed around, it seemed, as you would read this book. Robert Kiyosaki's rich dad was this entrepreneurial-minded, optimistic man who owned his own businesses, and was a real estate investor, and became wealthy through real estate investing, and had this different mindset of how you can get anything you want, how you need to get those things, and why you need to be rich and why you need to be wealthy. It's just a completely different mindset, and most people don't have that mindset. Most people have the middle class mindset, because that's what you've been trained to have in school.
But if you're broke, you eat at home.
In school, you were taught that you need to go to school, you need to get good grades, you need to go to college, get yourself into debt, and then eventually, if your grades are good enough, you can get a good job, and maybe with that good job, you'll get yourself a little pension, if you're lucky, if it doesn't get struck away by the strike of a pen, or maybe even a 401k, who knows? And then, even though you want to pull that money out, it'll get penalized. Maybe you'll leave with $5,000 a month in your pension, a 401k where you got 700 grand in there, and then once you take it out, you only got 450 grand. So it's like, think about what is worth having a job for. In my opinion, it's not worth it. It's worth creating jobs. It's worth being an innovator, choosing to be that individual who is going to be a leader and is going to start today in order to create tomorrow. One of the hardest things for me was to break out of my old ways of thinking and unlearn everything society taught me, ladies and gentlemen, which was to go to school, go to work, and just repeat. You come home, you're tired, go to sleep, watch TV, watch Netflix, make sure you're distracted, and then repeat, right? That was hard for me to get out of that. But eventually I figured it out. And maybe it takes an experience. Maybe it's just more of a metamorphosis. But for me, I thought, hey, I want to be the best.
What I'd really like to do is something extraordinary. Something big.
And I want to be wealthy. I want to be free. I want to have time. I want to be in control of my life. All I can tell you, ladies and gentlemen, is I figured out early on, before I ever earned the badge, being an entrepreneur was the only way to actually gain real freedom. Everybody wants health, wealth, love, and happiness. Well, I'll tell you, I want health, wealth, love, happiness, and freedom. There's a fifth one, and they never say it, and it's freedom.
Freedom!
Freedom is everything. Freedom allows you to be healthy. Freedom allows you to be wealthy. Freedom allows you to find love. Freedom allows you to have happiness and, of course, time. So what do you want to be? Do you want to be free, or do you want to be an employee? For my entire life, even in college, I knew that being an entrepreneur was the only true way to live. It was the only way you can make an unlimited, uncapped income. Ladies and gentlemen, America was founded off of capitalism. America is a capitalist country still, no matter what the media may say. The truth is, America is a free commerce nation. Small businesses. Our founding fathers were owners. Our founding fathers were entrepreneurs. The Rothschilds, some of the most wealthy individuals on the planet, they didn't start tomorrow, they started today. They had that mindset. They didn't wait to do things, they did it now. They were not employees. They're stakeholders. You better ask yourself, what do you want to be? Another reason I became an entrepreneur is because I realized that in being a police officer, I was never going to be wealthy. From my 30,000 foot view, ladies and gentlemen, I knew that I wanted to be a police officer because I wanted to help people. But at the end of the day, even with that, even when I was in college getting my bachelor's degree in criminal justice, I always knew that I was never going to be rich being a police officer. Being a police officer was a means to an end. Being a police officer to me is a way to serve my country. That's why I do it. But at the end of the day, you don't have to live that way. You can be wealthy, and it's a choice you get to make. You don't have to just go to school, study one thing, and then do that for the rest of your life. That's what elementary school through high school teaches you to do. And that's what most people end up doing. They go to high school, and then high school teaches them that, hey, you got to go and do this, and here's the reason you got to go and do it, and you got to stick to that and do it for life. Here's your degree, and you have it in this, so just do that. In my opinion, is for people who are trying to get a job. If you're trying to get a job, then yeah, your college degree matters. But if you're trying to invent jobs, which is Harvard's model, by the way, if you're trying to create wealth, if you're trying to create freedom and time in your life, then you need to think differently. You need to be somebody who is independent. And you start at your dreams today. And you start at your dreams not tomorrow. You do things as soon as you think about it. But you don't wait forever, because it's the best way and the easiest way and the cheapest way. I saved up some money to start a business and then kind of went from there. But I didn't wait till tomorrow. I waited until I had enough money, just enough money, enough planning and research done to where it was time for me to say, it's time to do it. And that's what you've got to do. You need to make the decision to be successful today. If generational wealth is what we're all after here, ladies and gentlemen, then you need to get yourself in the game and you need to learn the rules to that game. Theodore Roosevelt is the one who said it. I'd rather be the man in the arena than the man who knows neither victory nor defeat. To me, that's very powerful. Do you want to be the man in the arena, or do you want to be a spectator? You need to make that decision. In order to be an effective entrepreneur, business owner, or anything resembling a high-income individual, then the truth is you need to do things quickly, which means today. For example, with being a cop, it's critical that when you go to a domestic violence and you arrest somebody, or if you arrest a drunk during an OWI traffic stop, truth is you actually have to do that report like that very night, because things need to get done quickly. There is a deadline and a timeline that things need to be accomplished. You know, when you go into a scenario as a police officer, you go into somebody else's house, you need to take control of the situation. You need to get things done. And that's kind of what we were taught in the academy. And then you're taught that once you become a police officer. You get on a scene, you get on a call. Safest way to get your other officers out of their safe is to make sure that you're taking control of that situation and you're moving things along quickly as possible. Things need to get done fast, and that's very important to success in any endeavor you will ever do in life. And I promise you, if you live your life with a sense of urgency, then you will have a sense of wealth, and you will then have wealth. Be industrious and move swiftly. Now the same goes for when you're sitting in your bedroom and you're thinking about starting something, whether it be a social media marketing agency, whether it be a media company, whether it be a real estate agency, whatever it is, whether you want to go to the police academy, whether you want to go do a job interview, it doesn't matter. It's all the same. Making the decision for a lot of people is the hardest part. And if you don't make the decision, you're going to be in a state of depression. You're going to be very regretful about what you didn't try. Make the decision and just do it. That is what the difference is between entrepreneurs and wantrepreneurs. Entrepreneurs do it. They're not afraid to take the risk. They just do it. No matter how much money it might cost, no matter what the risk is, entrepreneurs, they go for it. And that's what you got to do. You got to go for it, and you got to just take the risk and just do it and commit. Be dedicated. When you think about the most successful entrepreneurs in the game, okay, let's list a few. Mark Zuckerberg, Andrew Tate, Mark Cuban, Bill Gates, Warren Buffett, Alex Hormozi, Chris Krohn, David Green, Patrick Bet-David, Joe Rogan, you name it. Every single one of them has it in common, and they understand that things need to get done, and they're not afraid to take the risk. They're not afraid to do it. They're not afraid to be fearless and go after what they want. Mark Zuckerberg is the one who said the biggest risk is not taking any risk. Andrew Tate is the one who said, like a rocket ship going off to outer space, it doesn't stop because it has momentum. You need to keep going. You need to have momentum. You need to have drive. You keep focusing. You keep moving. You keep punching. You keep fighting. Then you will be okay. When something is important enough, you will get it done. You will not make excuses. Like the Navy SEAL said, the only easy day was yesterday. Yesterday is already behind us. Today is the hardest day. Today is the focus.
Yesterday is history. Tomorrow is a mystery, but today is a gift. That is why it is called the present.
Today is the day that you're going to get that job. Today is the day that you're going to go ask that girl out or that guy out. Today is the day you're going to start that podcast or that YouTube channel. And today is the day you're going to start getting in shape. You're going to get that six-pack. You're going to do whatever it takes. And today is the day you're going to start making the decision to be consistent and persistent and do things quickly. You're going to gain the knowledge. You're going to do the research and understand the information you need to. And you're going to take action. Time is running out. The sands in the hourglass are always running out. You have to do things. You have to take the risk, because at the end of the day, time waits for no one. Scrolling through your phone for hours isn't going to get anything done. Do you want to keep working for somebody else? Do you want to keep making somebody else rich? Or do you want to be rich? Do you want to be wealthy? Because if you want to be wealthy, at the end of the day, you got to take action. You can't be afraid to take risks. You can't be afraid to be everything you know you can be. Don't be afraid to be somebody who is willing to win. Tomorrow, when you accomplish something great, you'll be glad you didn't wait until tomorrow to start. Hey guys, thanks for listening to another episode of the Brendan Ecker Influence. I appreciate you guys listening, hoping that you're getting better, hoping that you've learned something, but what I do know is that you just got smarter and you made a decision to actually become wealthier. And you're going to see that in your bank account if you keep watching this channel. So be sure to leave a like, comment, subscribe, and make sure you leave a review if you're listening to our podcast. And at the end of the day, like I said, don't be afraid to go after your dreams and don't wait until tomorrow, because tomorrow is never promised. Start today. Thank you guys, and we'll see you next time.
I'll be back.